I'm Matt Swarbrick and I'm a farmer up here between the mountains and the sea in northwest Wales at a farm called Henbant, and we've been here for 10 years. And we came here 10 years ago. I quit a job as a producer and I came up to be a farmer. I'd always wanted to be a farmer, but really at first I just wanted to kind of grow babies and cabbages, and we fixed up a derelict house, and we kind of, you know, we did what our neighbours did. Like we got 80 sheep and we got some cattle, and we tried to kind of fit in and do what they did. And then 5 years into that process, we'd had the babies and we'd put a roof on, and I got obsessed by regenerative agriculture. And I was really just in love with this idea that you can build biodiversity, build soil, produce food, and feed my family by doing that, and produce a profit by doing that, and make the world a better place through farming. And that just seemed incredibly exciting. But I was a little bit scared as well, because it's quite a big thing to suddenly like throw all my eggs into that basket. And so what I wanted to do, I was really lucky with Farming Connect. I got onto the Farming Connect Management Exchange program, and through that they kind of supported me really to go on this journey all around Europe, looking for farms who were fit my context. So I was looking for farms that were small farms that produced real food, that produced an income and produced soil or biodiversity or something in that direction at the same time, just kind of built on their whole farm capital. And they weren't, at the time, they weren't loads of them, but there were some. And I went some in France, and I went some in Austria, and I went around a whole little thing of them really. But I went to one called Ridgedale in Sweden, and it's run by a chap called Richard Perkins. And that was this really, really incredible farm. He just got it really all kind of together. And it was a farm that was really producing commodity food, like food that people really wanted to eat, and in a way that was really making his land and the kind of heart of his farm much stronger all the time, and in a way that was really profitable. And so I went there and I spent some time with Richard, and I really learned off him. And then since then, I've come back here, and I've been trying to kind of bring all the different things that I learned from Richard into making Henbant work as our farm. And so what did I learn? Well, a lot of the basis of it's about why are you doing it in the first place, actually. I think it helps so much if you really know why you're doing what you're doing, because then I can go, actually, this is what I need to do to achieve why, not just basically kind of copying what my neighbour did or not doing what I thought I was supposed to do. So there's a lot of holistic decision making in that. But then actually learning from Richard about the farm process, we've really improved our rotational grazing. So it's kind of properly holistically managed grazing routine that we've got. And actually what we did is we took the farm from being 5 fields to about 35 fields actually. And what we've done is we divided all those fields up with agroforestry. And this is something that I saw at a few of the places I went on that management exchange tour, but Richard had really dialed it in. He'd done a really good job. And so what we've done is we divided up our front fields with kind of browse, stuff for the animals to eat really. And then on our better land, we've put in lots of fruit trees and lots of things that will produce a whole extra crop out of that space. And so one thing I learned from Richard is this really kind of like stacking farm function. And so you can, instead of just having cattle on that bit of land, I've now got improved cattle grazing. It's faster to do my cow rotation. The cows start to get a bit of shade and shelter, and I get this whole extra fruit crop out of the same space. So actually it's just completely win-win-win by stacking those things. And that's one thing I took from Richard. And the other big thing I took from Richard was about making the farm really efficient. Like, it's super easy, isn't it? And I think people often think like small farms, it's like just a little small farm. Like, you can wander around and you can have a lame duck and you can have a cow with 3 teats, and you know, this kind of slightly, not amateur approach to it, but somehow you feel like it's the big farms that need to have the really well-bred stock and the really whatever. And actually what Richard really taught is this idea that you kind of need even more on that small farm scale. You need to really, if you're going to make money off a small farm, they need to be really well kind of dialed in efficient systems. And that's what Richard's kind of really given to me. And that probably shows itself out no more than in the market garden. And the market garden really works because here around me, we've got a patch of ground which actually is very slightly north facing. You can see Snowdon, you can see the sea. Like, it's not an optimal space in any way. But actually we've got less than an acre of ground that's feeding, this year it's fed 70 families, all their veg. And actually next year I think we can do 100. And so, but just having that Huffit's write really good spreadsheets, and it's really good planning and been really coordinated. So the garden's like this whole dance, and like each of these beds instead of maybe if you're doing field scale, you'd get 1, maybe 2 crops out of it. In the garden, we're getting 4 crops out of most of these beds all year. And so it's just that kind of really looking at, almost try to kind of going, look, I've got a small farm, but if it's small, I'm going to run it really well. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. So I went over to Richard's farm like 3-4 years ago, and we kind of came back and I've implemented these systems. And then this year we were really lucky that Richard's come over here and kind of taught the same course that I did here on the farm. And what that's done is he kind of come over and really kind of go through the systems we've developed, and we've been able to talk through kind of fine-tuning them. Like we've got an egg laying enterprise, so we've got 300 chickens that are on constant rotation in pasture. That's working pretty well, but actually Richard could easily go, actually you can tune this and tune this. And every enterprise he's come through and gone, oh, you can make another 15 grand out of this enterprise, and you can make another 11,000 out of this if you do this and this. So it's kind of, some of it's been like kind of fine-tuning. And also you kind of like settle in your way a little bit, don't you? And actually Richard coming he's kind of given me this, like re-energized me, I think really, to kind of really go, actually what we're doing is really exciting. And this whole thing of like farming like an ecosystem, it's just the best game I can think of. And he's kind of reignited the passion for that game really. So I just want to really kind of fine tune all our systems. So I want to, at the moment we've got quite a mixed herd of cattle, and I want to really kind of fine tune that into maybe one good kind of suckler breed. I want to really just tune up the systems and really make them sing. I think what was obvious from Richard and what Richard really fed back is that we've got that kind of base of all these structures really well. They just all need a little kind of tweak here and there. And that's my job going forward.